Guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Friday. We are about a week into this self-distancing thing that's going on across the globe when it comes to this coronavirus that is happening right now. And I decided, hey, let's watch a Rewired Soul video talking about how it affects our mental health. A little bit of self-punishment, I think, maybe, I don't know, because we know Chris doesn't have the greatest track record of easing people's minds when it comes to certain topics. Sometimes one would say he kind of has the knack of, fear-mongering his subscribers, but I digress. And so I couldn't help myself. I saw he uploaded a video a few days ago talking about self-distancing and how it affects depression and anxiety. And I want to hear what he has to say. And I want to also share my opinions throughout this reaction. So before we even get into all of that, though, if you are new here, welcome. This is Journey to Find Kay, and I'm Kay. I like to talk about mental health. I react to the Rewired Soul, but I'll also talk about other topics throughout society if I feel like we can learn a lesson when it comes to mental health and or substance abuse, because I'm a mental health patient, worker, and advocate, and I want to use my experience and my opinion to negate some of the things that we do see here in society. So if you enjoy my content, you enjoy watching me, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that bell so that way you're also notified every time I post a video. Don't be afraid to check me out at patreon.com, Journey to Find Kay. I have different tiers, different perks that each one gets. My patrons will be getting a patron exclusive if you are in my trash tier and above this weekend. It'll be up tomorrow. I will be posting it over there for you guys. So if you want to check it out, don't be afraid to head over to patreon.com, see what I got to offer, sign up if you want to. If not, you guys watching my videos, liking, comment, subscribing is support, and I appreciate it. I want to also announce to you guys that I will be going live this Sunday. I will be going live at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Central Time. I want to check in with my community, see how you guys are doing, how everyone is holding up during this pandemic. I also apologize if you see things happening in the background. My cats are up, my kids are home. Like, it's going to be a great day. It's a great time for a reaction video. So I wanted to watch this video because, like I say in my intro, I'm a mental health patient, worker, and advocate. So as a mental health caseworker, I am still expected to go to work. I cannot really practice self-distancing the way that I want to because we are in the business to serve our clients. Mental health waits for no one. Mental health waits for no pandemic, especially when you see the panic that is surrounding it. You see how people are kind of reacting to this whole situation. Mental health needs to be taken care of continuously, just like our physical health is being taken care of continuously. So I'm unable to practice self-distancing, but I do advise my clients on different things, especially my high-risk clients that I do have, on things that they can do to kind of keep calm, not freak out too much, don't feel too stir crazy while they're inside. And a lot of times I tell people, try to keep yourself safe physically and also mentally, because we seem to forget not everyone's mental health is built the same. The way my mental health is set up is I cannot sit inside and self-distance myself all the time, because for me that turns into isolating, which in turn can start a depressive episode for me, because as I've shared with you guys prior, I am diagnosed with bipolar disorder along with generalized anxiety disorder and ADHD. The ADHD part can kick my butt because it's hard for me to sit still as well. So with my job, what's great about it for me, and I understand my privilege, is I do have the opportunity to still going to work. I am still able to see my clients as long as they are not exhibiting symptoms, things like that. So I'm able to get out of my house. But a lot of my clients aren't able to do so. So I tell them, hey, you know your mental health, you understand what it feels like if you're going down a little dark path, because you have to stay home, because you kind of have to self-isolate yourselves. And that doesn't work for everyone's mental health. So I advise them, hey, it is okay to go outside and take a walk. We don't want you gathering around with a whole bunch of people at the same time, but there's nothing wrong with you going outside, taking a walk. Maybe if you have family members and you guys aren't showing symptoms, they want families to stay together anyway, immediate households, take a walk with your significant other or your child, if you have any, or even just your pet, your dog, if you have a pet dog. Some way to get yourself also not just physical activity, which helps you feel better, but to kind of mix up that stir craziness. I let a lot of my clients know who are high risk that they can continue to have social interactions over the phone, contact your friends, your supports, let them know what's going on, that you kind of have to, stay away from them for a little while, but have a conversation with them. That can also help uplift your spirits. There are so many different services out there right now. If you have access to internet or a decent cell phone, smartphone, there are a lot of services out there who are offering free like TV services. Sling right now is offering some of their lower channels for free for people. So there are different things that we can do to kind of make sure our mental health is being taken care of, while we are also making sure our physical health is being taken care of during this pandemic. And now I want to see what he has to say. Long intro. I want to see what he has to say, talking about how it's affecting depression and anxiety, because we know Chris has a tendency to make people feel worse. Sorry, he does. So let's see what he has to say. Let's get into this reaction.
Social distancing. Now, this has been part of the mitigation strategy that we've been hearing now is so essential right now. There's a difference between social distancing and quarantine, and social distancing means you try and keep yourself away from people as much as possible. 6 to 10 feet if you have to be in public, but let's try to stay away from bars and closed restaurants. I know some people have to eat, and when you're going to eat, you're going to eat, but let's try.
And finally,
facts.
Stay home.
And that is one thing that's been annoying me, is a lot of people, they aren't taking this seriously because they don't feel sick. But it's not about you. It is about the people who you might not even be able to tell. A lot of people you cannot tell have underlying illnesses that make them more susceptible to this virus. So it's not about you. If you feel okay, just like I do, I feel fine. I know I might be carrying it because I do have kids. I do see a lot of different people, but I personally feel okay. So I made sure when I saw my high risk client earlier this week, I didn't stand next to them. I stayed outside of their home. I made sure to let them know this is why I'm doing it, because normally our rapport, we are a lot more, friendly and engaged, but I let them know why, and I educated them as to why, because they didn't even know that they were such a high risk to this actual virus. So it's not about you. It's not about how you feel. It's not about that you're okay and you just want to live your life. No, it is about the other people who might not be okay and they want to live their lives too.
Especially if you're sick, but also if you are not. That last one is part of what's called social distance.
I would if I didn't have to work. And
social distancing is the new word that is spreading around the world because we are trying to slow down the spread of this thing. But what not enough of us are talking about.
Like, are you talking slow on purpose? I literally have him on 1.5 times speed.
This video, but make sure that you stay tuned until
and he's like, what?
We're mainly going to be talking about the solutions.
Did I slow it down, or did he what is going on?
What is up, everybody? This is Chris from the Rewired Soul, where we
talk about the problem, but focus on the solution. And if you're new to my channel's
also
and want to try to
there we go.
Make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell.
My computer was acting up. I was like, bruh.
Yeah, we need to talk about social distancing. It's something that we all need to do. It's something that I'm glad that a lot of people with a big voice, a big reach, a big following, they are promoting to other people. For me personally, they just shut down like a ton of places here in Las Vegas, where I'm from.
Sure
a lot of casinos and restaurants and bars are shutting down until this thing slows down.
And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm paying attention to how my city's addressing things, the certain cities, and how my governor's addressing things, because this is what I'm paying attention to when it comes towards election time. I'm not forgetting any of this stuff. My governor, he was making me mad yesterday, but he actually stepped up a little bit today, where he's like, no, we need to shut this down now. He was like, no, it's okay, you can go to the bar. It's like, I'm paying attention, and I hope everyone else is too.
Kid in Nevada, they just closed down the schools until April 6th, I believe, and I'm very fortunate because I work at a place where it's not a big deal if I work from home, all right? But anyways, this is to promote more social distancing, to try to keep us away
and
from
for
each
me,
other.
I can work from home,
okay?
but I still need to engage with my clients.
Why that happens, some of the psychology behind it. But anyways, I have a whole playlist on maintaining your mental health during this time. But if you want accurate updates, if you want somebody who's speaking common sense and is a doctor, make sure you're checking out the videos from Dr. Mike. I will link his most recent video as of this point down below. He's doing regular updates and saying the thing. But anyway, go check it out because I love what he says. He talks about being aware, not anxious. But let me tell you my favorite thing about Dr. Mike, okay? He is not afraid to sass a fool, okay? So here's a tweet that he actually retweeted just yesterday, I think it was. So, who is this? Anna Carrera, and she is a CNN anchor, and she puts #urgent. Over 3,000 of the people in the U.S. There's 61 deaths. There there are at least 3,010 cases in the United States, across 49 states and D.C., according to the state and local agencies, governments, and the CDC. So Dr. Mike, being the amazing dude he is, he retweets and says, any particular reason why this is labeled #urgent? In my update video today, I specifically left out numbers as they are anxiety-inducing.
They are.
Oftentimes inaccurate and not particularly useful statistics, practically speaking.
I agree. I mean, now this might be a little controversial because I feel like sometimes the media does, play off of people's fear, and they do fearmonger people. And I do understand why he specifically left out numbers, but sometimes I think numbers are, important. It does depend on, I think, the situation, but I do understand, because if you see those numbers, it does cause fear. People are like, oh my God, like you check out certain news articles, and I'll get on my news app, and next thing you know, it's like 4,000 new cases in the United States. You're like, freaking out. So I definitely understand why he didn't do that. Because remember, I shared before when he was talking about the coronavirus and throwing numbers out there, for me personally, numbers like that do cause anxiety. Seeing numbers like that freak me out. So I get why his Dr. Mike, or whatever the heck his name is, doesn't like it either.
But anyways, I made a video yesterday about 11 facts to help kind of chill your anxiety during this time. But Dr. Mike's absolutely right. Like the media, like they need the views, they need the clicks, they need the traffic, especially since views on television are dropping. Not a lot of people are buying newspapers or magazines anymore, so they're trying to drive traffic to their websites, and a lot of their anchors are on Twitter. But we need to realize that, because they're constantly inundating us with these numbers. I was just talking to my beautiful girlfriend Tristan yesterday. Like, what if this and every single day, starting January 1st until December 31st, every day, they're like,
I swear,
hey, the death toll has gone up, the death toll has gone up, the death toll has gone up.
If I was a drinking girl still and wasn't in recovery, I would drink every time he said, my beautiful girlfriend Tristan.
Dr. Mike says, stay aware, not anxious.
We get it.
All right. But anyways, I got that
don't mind my cat.
This video after I was reading this Vox article about social distancing causing a loneliness epidemic. So I'll read you a part of it. I will link it down below. But it says, Boyd was a major contributor to a major National Academies of Science report on the health consequences of social isolation and loneliness in older adults. The researchers found that even before, about a quarter of older adults fit the definition for socially isolated, which measures routine social contact, and 43% said they felt lonely. You can be socially isolated without reporting feelings of loneliness, and you can be lonely without being socially isolated, but both conditions seem to inflict harm on physical and mental health. Quote, social isolation has been associated with a significantly increased risk of premature mortality from all causes, the report found, including a 50% increased risk of developing dementia.
That brings me to a great point. One of my favos on here on the platform, Straight Talking Fedora Chick, I love what she says every time she's like ending one of her videos, and I'll link her channel down below for you guys to check her out. She talks about being chronically ill, mental health, different topics throughout YouTube, society. Social commentary is what she calls her channel. And one thing I love is that she always says at the end of her videos, check in on those who may be at risk, check in on those that you may know, that like the alone adult or the elderly, check in on them just to make sure that they're okay, lend a listening ear. I love when she says that, because it is very true. I work with a lot of clients where I might be their only social interaction for that whole week. They might not get any type of social interaction outside of their doctors. And that plays a big part. Like I said earlier, not all of our mental health is set up the same way. Being isolated, being alone can be detrimental to a lot of our mental health. I am one of those people to where me isolating and being alone isn't a good thing either. So I love that she says that in her videos, and I like that they're talking about it here, because that is one of the biggest things I think about when it came to this whole social distancing thing. Is it's like those who isolate already, and where it's not healthy for them to do so, this can mess with you a lot.
Incident coronary heart disease, a 25% increased risk for cancer mortality, a 59% increase of functional decline, and a 32% increase of risk of stroke. Okay, so although they're talking about people who are older, this is something that can actually affect all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons why there is a debate on confinement, why is that word slipping my mind? Solitary confinement, that's what it is. There's a debate around that, because social isolation can be
solitary confinement is trash.
Okay, when we are isolated,
or at least the way we do it.
So let's talk a little bit about the evolutionary psychology behind that. All right, why does social isolation make us depressed and make us anxious? Okay, so an amazing book that I've referenced recently is Good Reasons for Bad Feelings. This book explains depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, addiction, ADHD, schizophrenia.
And now he knows all those diagnoses. He read that and they talked about him, so now he understands all of the diagnoses he talked about, and yet somehow he's still going to try to find a way to get back to borderline personality.
love evolutionary psychologists because they try to understand why the gene pool even keep these certain traits and everything. So depression and anxiety, the reason why these happen when we're socially isolated is think back to the days when we were like hunters and gatherers and living in these small groups, right? Your body needed to send off these warning signals when you were by yourself to say, yo, you need to get back to the group. Because you think about it, back in those days, when there was, pretty much no medicine aside from like, your local shaman and things like that. Like if you went off by yourself, you can get like attacked by like a lion, right? What if you got injured? What if you got sick? So the way that we evolved is that when you are distant from other people, symptoms of depression, symptoms of anxiety, those are natural because your body's saying you need to get back towards the group, okay? And you've probably heard this all the time, and I'm not an anti-social media guy. Like I love technology, I love social media, and in fact, when we talk about the solutions, I'm going to point out why I love them so much. But you hear all the time about how social media has made us more isolated than ever before, and now we're being forced into this isolation. But one of the reasons people talk about that is because we are wired for human connection, okay? So let's talk about some of the solutions when it comes to mental health.
I love social media now because you're actually on an upward little trend on YouTube.
Again, it is 2020.
Because you sure advocated for deleting apps and doing all of that because it's bad.
Technology, like if this happened,
we spend too much time online. Now it's good.
We didn't have social media. The internet was barely popping off.
I can't take anyone seriously whose ideals and what they stand for change with whatever profits them at that time. I can't do it. 1 second, it's social media is bad. I read blogs, you guys, and you can check them out. I have a whole playlist of his blogs that I read. I read blogs where he condemned people for using social media too much and it's bad for my mental health. And that was because most people were against him, but now he's getting some traction on YouTube. Now it's, I love social media. I think it's great.
In the 1990s, we couldn't connect with one
God, he's a hypocrite. Stand on something. Stand on something, please. Just stand on something. If you believe in something, stand on it. Don't stand on something. Don't all of a sudden just switch up because now it's profitable. Like, hey, because we're doing this now, I believe social media is great. Shut up.
Where we can stay connected. And we have these beautiful things. Like,
beautiful things.
Although it's not that same face-to-face, although your mirroring neurons are not activating, we have FaceTime. Right, or video chat apps, whatever you choose to use. You can use those, you can text, you can call, whatever it is. A lot of it, when it comes to our depression and anxiety, we need to feel like we're not alone. We need to feel connected with other people. So no matter what it is, like I think a good habit to develop during this difficult time is to reach out to at least 3 to 5 people a day. 3 to 5 people a day. And just say, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? Like, I have been reaching out to people. I've been talking to my parents.
You don't have to. You can talk to one person, but do what you feel comfortable. If that's going to help you, awesome. Reach out to one person a day, hit people up on social media, just have conversations with any of your favos online. Go outside and say hey to a neighbor real quick. Have a little conversation with the mailman because they're still working. Like, you don't have to call 3 to 5 people. Do what's comfortable to you, though. Not a bad tip, but just like 3 to 5 is a lot. That doesn't fit for everybody.
You know, we're getting older. We all have families.
And I feel like that's kind of his way. You're like, I talk to 3 to 5 people. Who? You're popular, we get it.
Like that, but we have a few different group chats where we're talking and keeping in touch and all that. So don't let this force you to disconnect from people, even if you're not doing it face to face. Like talk to people, talk if you're feeling some type of way. The next thing I want to talk about is support groups. So during this time, like something that's been on my mind a lot since I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, I'm like, okay, well, what about all the 12-step meetings?
They're still going.
But there's all these other support groups. Like
there are some going. I'm just speaking from, my location right now in Arizona as I'm like recording this video. And I still have clients who are able to go towards their substance abuse treatment if they have to, outpatient programs. I have people that are still going to meetings. Just check your local area. A lot of times you can just Google to see what local, step meetings are around you. Call them if you can. See, like, hey, are you guys doing this? A lot of places are updating their websites.
Trauma survivor support groups and other mental health support groups.
And there are a lot of things online.
Because a lot of people are afraid to, go out and, we're practicing social distancing and all that. So for anybody out there struggling with addiction, or if you know somebody struggling with addiction, check out this website, intherooms.com. When I first moved back to Las Vegas and I didn't have a car or any transportation, I found this website and they do online 12-step meetings. They do AA, they do NA, they do Al-Anon. All right, they also do other 12-step programs like Gamblers Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, all those things. And you do it online. They do video chat. You don't even have to have a camera. You just sit in there and just do voice chat. Like a regular meeting, you don't even have to say anything. All right? But for everybody else out there who needs support, like, this is what I encourage everybody to do. And I've been doing this for years because so many people feel like nobody understands what they're going through. There are so many support groups out there. Go on Facebook. Just type in what kind of support group that you're looking for. I guarantee you will find it. Go to Reddit. You will You'll find them there.
Yeah.
Go to Instagram, go to Twitter, take advantage of hashtags. You will find people who are dealing with what you are dealing with and start having conversations. One of the most difficult parts of having mental health issues is feeling alone and like nobody understands, okay? But the thing is, we are not unique to our feelings, right? Although some of our situations might differ from one person to the next, the feelings of depression, the feelings of anxiety, the aftermath of trauma, all these things are feelings that other people are experiencing, and we need to stay connected to them. That's why 12-step programs save lives like the way it saved mine, okay? The last thing that I want to talk about is I know a lot of people, they prefer face-to-face therapy and everything like that, but I personally do online therapy. I use BetterHelp online therapy.
I don't use BetterHelp though. I know they have a trouble pass. I know, I don't use BetterHelp, but I want to tell anybody out there, if you have the opportunity to do telehealth, to do your therapy appointments, or even a medication appointment through your phone, do it. I know a lot of different private insurances are offering it, which is what I have. I was with Blue Cross. They had their own personal called Blue Care Anywhere. You can go ahead and you can do urgent care visits. You can do a therapy appointment. You can do a psychiatric appointment to do your medications. There are different, whatever your health plan is, don't be afraid to look it up, contact member services to see if that's something that's available. But if you're unable to do, or you don't feel comfortable with doing a online therapy, contact your actual clinic if you're already getting services, or contact your local mental health clinic. Like I said, I'm still working. My clinic is open. You would be surprised at to how many clients are shocked that we are open. But it's a great time for us to be open, because with people being afraid or social distancing, we do get a lot of people who are canceling. So you're able to get seen by our providers faster. We're able to make sure we're taking care of your medications. You get to make sure you're talking to your therapist. We are here for you, because again, the mental health waits for no one, and we understand that. So if you're still kind of sketch about doing it online, which I think is a great resource, don't be afraid to contact the local mental health clinic. They're not going to be as packed as you might think they are. They're not like the hospitals or the doctor's offices. Mine's like a ghost town. And that means we have a lot of appointments available to you, to where you can come in with their making sure we're disinfecting, we're making sure that it is a safe space for you to go into, where you don't have to worry about, possibly getting sick. So that is an option for some people as well. I'm not telling you go out there, and especially if you are high risk, we understand that as well. My clients who are high risk, we will offer bridges to your medication where you can get a refill prior to coming to see us, instead of stick to such strict guidelines that we used to. But if you feel overall healthy, you're not showing symptoms, and you still want to take care of your mental health, don't be afraid to go to a clinic as well. I saw a couple of people online kind of tripping out about their medications and things that they can do. Don't be afraid to utilize your 211 resource in your local area. If your clinic is closed and they are unavailable, don't be afraid to reach out to your crisis line. Mental health waits for no one, so there are places that are open. If there's an urgent psychiatric care available in your area, contact them. They can help you get free medications or discounted medications, usually right there on the spot, or can guide you in locations for you to get your medications. A lot of pharmacies and places are going to continue to stay open. So don't let that hold you back from taking care of your mental health. Don't let that scare you into thinking that everything is doomed, and now you're going to end up back with your symptoms and things like that in those bad places that most of us are afraid of going back to. Don't be afraid to reach out to them. But if you are showing symptoms, or you don't want to go out there, you're high risk, and you still want to try to get some type of help, don't be afraid to look up these different online therapy locations, Talkspace, your insurance, see if they offer any type of apps that offer telehealth that way. I know Cigna does, I know Blue Cross Blue Shield does, I know United Healthcare does. Don't be afraid to look it up and try that type of service, because it helps. That's honestly the way I do it personally, just because of my schedule and things that go on. I like doing it that way. It's a lot quicker and easier, and I still get the same type of help that I would if I went in office, but it is up to you. So don't feel like don't feel like you're stuck doing it online, and don't feel like you're stuck doing it in office.
There's a messaging system in there. We schedule calls like once a week, once every other week, whatever, whenever our schedules line up. But it's dope because like I work a ton, so it's easy for me.
And I need him to make sure not just, oh, clicking on this link helps the channel. You need to be clear that it's an affiliate link, it's sponsored, and you will receive a commission from people signing up with BetterHelp. I am so sick and tired of you trying to just slide under the radar. I went into your link, your description box of your video. You're adding a lot more stuff because you feel good, huh? You got all this traction coming to your channel. So now you're like, Leah, let me plug my podcast. Let me plug my blog. Let me plug BetterHelp. Let me plug this, and this. And I'm not mad for you to try to make your income, especially with the times coming home. I don't know what you do for work as it is, because you did share you get to work from home. So I'm not really thinking that you are in the mental health field any longer. Not mad at it, but I get that you might be, needing some extra funds, but when it comes to you, though, it just feels some type of way because you don't disclose it properly. That's just it.
Just dip out. Like at work, I'll usually do it on my lunch break. I'll go out to my car. I'll do my weekly session with her. So if you are struggling right now, please give BetterHelp Online Therapy a try, because while we're
give any other online therapy a try as well. Talkspace. Let's look at your insurance. The MD Live. I know they've been doing it. Amwell is a very big app online that you can link your insurance to see how much it would cost if they're contracted through them. Don't be afraid to look up those different apps so you don't have to do BetterHelp.
Social distancing, like we need to take care of our mental health, and there are so many mental health professionals out there. BetterHelp uses licensed therapists, okay? So I would assume that a lot of therapists right now, because of what's going on, are signing up to use the BetterHelp app, okay? Like I said, I personally use it. I absolutely love my therapist. One of the other benefits is that if you don't like your therapist, rather than having that like awkward breakup conversation with them, you just hit a button and it's like, find a new therapist, boom, and you find therapists who specialize in what you're dealing with. All right, so down in the description and down in the pinned comment of all my videos is an affiliate link. So basically what that means is that you get affordable online therapy, and a little bit comes back to support the channel, which is very helpful since YouTube...
Yay, he says it in the video, but can we put it in the description box?
I highly encourage you to just give BetterHelp.
Put it on your blogs? You don't do none of that.
And if any of you out there have suggestions or resources for support groups and everything like that, make sure you leave them in the comments, and make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, because I will be putting together a list of mental health resources that everybody can take advantage of. A lot of very cool mental health professionals are doing things like courses, videos, podcasts, and all of that. I actually have some really cool people, mental health professionals, psychologists, neuroscientists, all sorts of people signed up to do my podcast in the coming weeks. So make sure you're following me on Instagram.
Ooh, something else for me to listen to.
And I'll keep you posted about all that stuff. All right, but anyways, make sure you're staying connected, okay? But that's all I got for this video.
So yeah, you guys, not too bad of a video. Honestly, I'm just annoyed that now his total stance has changed on social media. Now it's great. Use it to connect. It's awesome. It keeps people right there. It says we keep us lonely, but right now it keeps us meh. But not even too long ago, I can go back to maybe 2 months ago where you wrote a whole ass blog talking about how social media is kind of trash and we need to get rid of it, and that's why you don't use it. Okay, I see what happens here. Now it can profit you. Now you're able to make a video profiting off of the coronavirus, talking about mental health. And hey, now let me just change my stance. I'm one of those, if you believe something, stand by what you believe in. If you're so wishy-washy over social media, what else are you wishy-washy over? We already saw that you're wishy-washy about psychiatric medications. We already saw that you're wishy-washy. Y'all can tell me what else y'all know he's wishy-washy about down in the comments below, because I bet the list can go on and on. Ultimately, it's not too bad of, not too bad of tips. Like I said, I agree with don't pay that, don't mind. I agree with using apps for therapy, mental health, taking care of your mental health. If you are able to, that is something I personally use myself, I've shared. But if that is not an option for you, you can definitely still go in person to mental health clinics. I know, like I said, mine is open. We're basically a ghost town, but we are here to help you because we, again, know mental health is not going to stop. It is your health. It is physical health. It is your mental health. Everything you need to take care of it during this time. If your mental health isn't being taken care of during this pandemic, your physical health will run down and vice versa. So don't be afraid to hit up a clinic. Go to your clinic as normal. Contact them. Say, hey, are you guys open? What are your guys' protocols? See if that's something that can make you feel safe to continue to take care of your mental health, take your medications, things like that. Because I tell my clients, and I'm going to tell you guys, stay healthy physically and mentally. If social distancing is kind of driving you stir crazy, don't be afraid to go outside. Take a walk. You're allowed to take a walk. You just aren't supposed to be around a gang of people. Take a walk with your significant other, your pet, your child. Do what you can to make sure that you are taking care of your physical health, but also your mental health, because not everyone's mental health is set up the same. we all are different. We are individuals. And for me personally, social distancing is awesome, but it can also be a dangerous thing as well. So overall, not too bad of a video. Yes, it's one where you can tell he's, you know, he's clicking, he's hitting his coronavirus as much as he can, especially when we see your beliefs waver the way that they have. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think of this video. What are you guys doing to cope with your mental health and this social distancing that's going on with the pandemic? And as we speak on that, I wanted to let you guys know that I will be going live this Sunday, March 22nd, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which gives me 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. I will be going live. I hope I do get to see you guys all there. I look forward to talking to you guys, checking in, seeing how everyone is doing. And I also want to hear your thoughts and opinions on other stuff that has been happening on this wonderful platform and in society this past week, 2 weeks, all that since I've been back. But again, you can let me know how you feel in the comments down below. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell so you're notified every time I post a video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video as well. Check me out on all social media and Patreon at Journey to Find K. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.